Okay, one of my last recipes I'm going to be putting out is sweet and sour meatballs. You can use frozen meatballs for this one. You'll see 2 bags in front of me. I'm actually splitting this one in half while I'm doing it, so your cook times may be less than 4 hours, basically till heated. But you can cook it, slow cook it for up to 4 hours or so, and it'll still taste the bomb. So what I'm planning on doing is splitting this up because Anne's not much of a meatball eater, but she does make me fresh meatballs all the time. So this is just a quick dump and go type meal again. So basically this is tossed together with the meatballs that you see, which you can get pretty much at any store. 1 diced onion, which I'm going to be splitting in half. 1 cup of diced green pepper, which I'm just going to break them up, and 1 cup of red pepper, 1 bottle of sweet and sour sauce. Add 1 hour before a can of pineapple before it's done, and of course you get that sweet and sour yummy good taste, and pineapples are also good. Something like this can be used or served with rice or again a pasta. Another idea I was thinking of, and I'm going to make one later with the leftovers that we have, because I actually got more food for my money than I thought, and I'm going to make a few extra ones which I'll show on the video later. But I was thinking of this one here. You could actually use the meatballs. You could use some spaghetti sauce of pretty much any kind, some shredded cheese, a little bit of Italian seasoning, and voila, slow cook that sucker. Except I would layer it if you can, because it would probably come out cool, but we're going to dump one and see what happens, because I think it's just going to be really good. But I'm not going to do it with the meatballs this time. I'm actually going to do it with chicken. So you guys will see that soon later in this video or the next one. So I'm going to pause this for a moment because I'm going to put in my peppers and my other ingredients that I've already mentioned and try and get to the next one a little bit quicker because I got a couple more and I've spent the day doing this. I'm a little tired. It did invest some time, but it was worth the investment. I figure I spent 1 day worth of driving around and getting deals. I got a lot of extra spices and great stuff left over still. I picked up a couple items that weren't in any of my recipes, so that's all extras as well. Picked up a nice knife as well today for the cutting. And like I say, let me throw this together, and then we're going to show you a couple more, and I'll show you what the results are of 120 bucks. Okay, and results are, it looks yummy. As you can see, all the ingredients were added, but again, I split everything in half. And there's going to be the can of pineapple I use for one. And then I may get a different can of pineapple, because I love pineapple as well, so it's all good. We'll add a different can to the other one. But I do have some half bottles of stuff left. I've got some veggies left. And I picked up a package of, excuse the mess here, a package of spiced pork chops already. So my plan is I'm going to bag those. I'm going to add some of the other stuff we have left along with some chicken broth that I have and make my magical mix, Tom's magical mix, which we won't give a recipe for because basically it's just the remnants of what's left in the sweet and sour sauce and the Baby Ray's sauce, and what's left in the broth. I think we'll just let nature take its course with that one. So we'll do that one next, and we're going to be doing one more chicken one, and then I'm done for the night, and I'll show you pretty much all the bags finished. Don't forget, take your air out of these bags before freezing. Okay, this one's called Italian Chicken. And basically, I've added the last 4 to 5 pieces of chicken. I have 2 big handfuls of cheese. I'd say it's probably 2 cups of cheese. Some Italian spices. Threw in some minced garlic. And again, used about I don't know, a 15-ounce jar, because this is like a 19-ounce jar of some organic pasta sauce. So basically I'm going to use a little bit of this for my pork chops too, because I want my pork chops to be wet on the other end. And again, I'm going to be making a magical mix of craziness with that, just to use up the extra ingredients that I have, like we were discussing earlier. So stay tuned for the last one. Tom's crazy pork chop mix is going to be slow cooked for 4 to 5 hours on low. Basically in here there's some spaghetti sauce, there's some Pepsi, there's some minced garlic. That's right, I said Pepsi. We got some pepper in here. We got peppers, green and red, onions, chicken broth. There might be something else in here that I'm forgetting. I know on the other one too, just before this with the Italian seasoning, I did put some sea salt in and some ground pepper that I didn't mention. But other than that, here's crazy mix of the leftover food. Again, these pork chops were bought outside of my little thing, but about $125 worth of food. I'm almost contemplating on throwing some potatoes in here or something. It's funny that the tomato sauce actually had some olives in it as well, so there's another thing that's in there. I don't dig olives, but I'm sure someone will eat it. Slow cook it, find out what happens. I bet you this is still going to be awesome. I'm going to put it all together and show you how many bags I ended up with. And like I say, about $120 plus a lot of bonus stuff that I didn't even show you that I got to stock up in the house with, plus the extra spices and other stuff I can use for this exact same stuff later on. So I'm going to pause this and get all my stuff together and do a little bit of cleaning before my old lady sees the mess I've made. Well, I gotta say, after all the hard work, preparation, videotaping, excuse me, and driving around, it looks pretty good. We ended up with 9 meals is what's sitting here. And again, most of these, except for the exception of this meatballs, which I do believe still could feed quite a few people. I'm thinking 3 easily, maybe even 4. Depending on how you served it too, you could definitely do a family with any of these, or a large group of people, because like some of these bags are seriously filled with food. And if you used, like I say, rice or another vegetable or something like that with some of these other ones, you can really bring it into a serious meal. Or again, a pasta. Just a few minutes after work, boil up some pasta. Your slow cooked meal is all ready when you get home. And basically you're dumping it and forgetting about it from anywhere from 4 to 8 hours basically, depending on your time frame and what works good for your day. I'm looking at roughly $120 that I spent today total, with gas and everything. And I would have to say what's sitting in front of me is probably about, what, $80? Maybe $90 at most, because again there was a lot of stuff left over, like potatoes and whatnot, and lots of carrots and other vegetables along with spices. So all this stuff can be used too. I believe this was a very good investment, and you could feed a family on any one of these bags and probably have leftovers on some of them. So God bless. Thanks for your support and kindness and watching another one of my goofy videos. But make sure you catch them all so that you can see how this was done if you didn't see it up until this point, or however you say that. God bless. Hope to see you again. One more thing while I got a few seconds left on this. If you've got any tips or any great recipes, please add them so others can see it. This would be awesome. We can share ideas that can save each other money and time! Exclamation point. Thinking that I'm still doing videos or text messages. I'm an idiot.